Okay, good morning and welcome to Iyun Benzion. We're learning Yevamos Samech Beis number 62, which starts the discussion of Pru'ervu, the mitzvah of Pru'ervu. Um, I do want to discuss the exact parameters of Pru'ervu. We mentioned today that there's a mitzvah to have a boy and a girl. There's a lot of things to discuss over here. There's a big machlokas over here. You have children when you're a goy. Are you Yotzei, Mr. Ruvu? We pass you are Yotzei. There's a concept Lasheves Yitzara that part of the mitzvah or a different mitzvah is to have children, and Lasheves Yitzara to inhabit the world. Both are related to having children. What's the connection? What exactly is the chiyuv of each? We have to be magir that in the coming days. Hopefully, we'll explain that more clearly. I don't want to do that today. And then we also have something else I want to talk about, whether hashkafically or halakhically, where we pass on Rabbi Shua, not like our Mishnah, that there's a mitzvah to have children later on in life. Why does the Gemara say later? Because later on in life, it's a pasuk, the Rabbanan and Mishle. If you had children, even your Makai improve when you're young, you should have children when you're older. The Mishnah is mashal not like that. We have to discuss this din with Rabbi Yeshua, who we paskin like. And finally, we get to the end of today's daf, which is what I want to talk about today. The Gemara says, I'm Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi, the second wide line from the bottom. Kol chayav adam lefkodes ishto kol yudei ishto shgira shemayim in a poked nikrachota. Anyone who knows his wife is God-fearing. She's God-fearing. She's very pious. She's afraid of sinning. And therefore, she doesn't like to talk about things that her desires, her needs, her sexual needs, what she needs in the bedroom. And he's not poked. He's a sinner. It says you have to visit your house. Your house is your wife. So as Rashi says, he's not together with her at the time of Ona, the mitzvah of Ona. He's not Makaya mitzvah of Ona. So the Mefarshim explain over here. It's a question on Rashi over here. What is Rashi saying over here? And Rashi's saying he's not poking his wife because she's Yira Shamayim, ain't no poked and never. Even if his wife is not Yira Shamayim, if he doesn't Makaya mitzvah Ona, there's a mitzvah in the Torah of Ona. You have to do Ona with your wife. At appointed times, when Ksuas discusses how often, whatever the mitzvah of Ona is, we talked about what is the mitzvah of Ona. But if it is, like Rashi is saying, the mitzvah of Ona, what does it have to do with Yira Shamayim? He knows she's Yira Shamayim. They ain't no pokta. Even if she's not Yira Shamayim, he has to do the mitzvah of Ona. It doesn't matter whether his wife, it's a chiyuv on him to do the mitzvah of Ona. Therefore, I like to say we're not talking about mitzvah of Ona over here, we're talking about pokta. Poked is lashon of Hashem pakad, Sarah. Hashem remembered Sarah. Remember Sarah. To remember the woman, it's also Pekida, the article that is visiting her house. She sounds like she's the Balas Abaya. She's over there. Poked over here, man. There's two things that are going on in the bedroom. One is for the man, and one is for the woman. Obviously, being together is both for the man and the woman, but it's more for the man. Let out the zera. That's what the man enjoys the most, and the woman she does enjoy the intercourse, being the man lets out the zera in her, but also she enjoys an orgasm. Is allowed to speak about this on the camera. Chas v'shalom to speak about this, but I believe that's what the Gemara is saying over here. And she's Yera Shamayim. This is part of the chiyuv and the ksuva, not the mitzvah of Ona. Ona means Ona is to afflict your soul. Ona is actually where you're causing pain to the woman. It's a chiyuv on the man. It's an allowance. It's not a chiyuv on the man for the woman. It's a chiyuv on the man. It's a right of the man for his wife, that he has the ability to be together with his wife without giving her an orgasm. Normally, if you're married to a woman, every time you're together with her, you have to provide an orgasm for her also. That's part of the ksuva, or sipuk, that says in the ksuva. So that's what the Gemara is saying over here. He knows she's Yira Shamayim, in al pokta. He knows she's Yira Shamayim. A woman, generally, even if she's Yira Shamayim, she's going to tell the husband she wants to be together with him, but she's not going to mention her own personal needs, orgasm. She needs that. He knows that she really wants that. Every woman wants that. And because she doesn't ask for it, if a woman asks for it, the man's going to usually do it. If he doesn't do it, he's a mean husband. But even when she doesn't ask for it, he has to know that she wants that. And he has to poke it, or he has to remember what she wants, and he has to visit her house, do what visit her. How you doing? Has to do what's good for her. And that's what the Gemara continues. The Gemara says, he has to do this, not so much, he has to be together with her. That's the chi of Ona, the mitzvah of Ona, when she goes to the derech, because the Gemara proves, right, that tells you she's Meshukek al she got to the derech, that has to be together with her. But what's the Gemara says, the teaching of Rishub and Levi, when she chayav lifko yishal shal yuthal derech, Gemara says, that's talking about Samach Levesta, meaning talking about in the time period, the day period, the night period, which is basically 30 days since she saw her last period. So we have to be worried she's going to see Dam Nidos. You have to be Zartem as Bnei Yisrael. The Gemara says in Shavuos, and Daf Yud Ches, that a person has to be careful. He's not allowed to be together with his wife during that time period, the day period, the night period, where she's supposed to see the menstruation. She's supposed to have her period because we're worried you're going to be together with her. And she's going to menstruate while you're being together. That's a big issue in the Torah. That's kares. So we're worried about that. So Chazal, the Torah, it seems like it's din d'oraisa. It's machlokas in the Rishonim, it's din d'oraisa, din d'Rabbanan. So here Rashi explains that he actually he has to be together with her. Mefarshim asks, how could it be that the Gemara is saying when there's an Isra d'oraisa, the Gemara in Shuvah says Zartim es b'nei Yisrael, right? Samach levesta, you're not allowed to be together with your wife. So how could, just because he's going l'derech, how could he violate that Isra in the Torah? So unfortunately, different explanations over here. But according to what I was saying before, it makes a lot of sense. Meaning, when he's going l'derech, so then elishech chukasech u'lameshaishem mishkarkas al bayil b'shashiyot l'derech, she's gonna miss him. So you're supposed to be together with her. But also, there's a kida that you have to give her an orgasm. You have to make her feel good. And that's what the Gemara is saying, that the Chiddush is that when it's Shas Vesta, right, the Ona Samuch Levesta, you're right, you're not allowed to be together with her. The man allowed to be together, give her Chodesh Zanida. But you still have to give it, all the Gemara is saying is you give her an orgasm, you don't have to be together with her. And that's what the Gemara is saying over here. When it's Samuch Levesta, you have to give her an orgasm, you don't have to be together with her. When it's not Samuch Levesta, then you both have to be together with her and give her an orgasm. I hope you enjoyed today's shir. It is appropriate to say these things. This is part of the Torah. And we'll see you in Mishnah over here.